Well, Federal Treasury has admitted its best estimates weren't good enough. Secretary Martin Parkinson says the slump in commodities prices blindsided him and his colleagues. But the Treasury boss isn't copping the blame for the federal budget blowout. He says it was the government's number crunchers who misjudged the revenue take. But forecasting mistakes aside, Treasury said there is a gap between what the community wants and what it's prepared to pay for. Here's finance reporter David Taylor.
They got it wrong.
Well, the miss was substantial. Between the MyEFO, which came in October, and now, we had a revision of about $60 billion in revenue over 4 years.
Economists say Treasury's forecasting methods were flawed. It was using one revenue forecast for all types of industries, which ultimately meant the sums didn't add up.
The first conclusion then is that the whole of economy company forecasting model didn't differentiate sufficiently between the characteristics of the different sectors, and for most of our modern history that wasn't an issue.
But it is now, given the size of the mining sector and how much it's influenced the rest of the economy. Treasury's also been disappointed by how much money the resources sector itself has coughed up.
Indeed, the increase in investment in the mining sector has seen mining depreciation growth triple from around 4.5% in 03-04 to 15% by 11-12. And that's actually having a direct impact on revenue collections.
So I think in hindsight it would have been better to have saved a lot more of the boom, which we didn't do, we spent it.
Today's speech by Martin Parkinson followed the release of the minutes of the Reserve Bank's May board meeting. The bank highlighted several sore spots across the economy, the same sore spots that have thrown Treasury's figures out. Despite the recent drop in the dollar, policymakers are still grappling with the consequences of the stubbornly high dollar and low levels of business confidence. It's made industry less competitive and produced near recessionary conditions outside the resources sector.
We have a gap between what the community expects of government and, frankly, what government is able to deliver, but we have another big gap between what the community demands of government and what it's prepared to pay for.
And that means that politicians will have to make real choices about things. They'll have to, if they want to spend money on something, they'll have to cut something else, and that will create losers, and that's not really something the Australian electorate's been used to over the last decade or so.
As far as Treasury is concerned, it just crunches the numbers and gives those numbers to the government.
It is not Treasury's name that's on the front of the budget paper. It's the government. It's a government document.
It seems it may be up to the Reserve Bank. It's indicated it does have the muscle to lift the economy, assuming inflation stays within its target band. Some economists are predicting the cash rate could go as low as 2% by early next year.